Back for another update. Let's take a look at Bitcoin over here on the daily time frame, and as you guys can see, we were unable to get a daily closure above the 88.6% fib. As you can see, we've wicked up to it, but we failed to get a daily closure and pierce above it. So in my last video, I did say that this doji was something to be aware of and something to be cautious of, because depending on where the price goes after it, it'll be very telling on the overall health of the short-term trend. You can see that we had a doji over here, right? So a lot of indecision within the market near the wave 5 region, within our wave 5 region, which we'll get to that in a minute. And then we had a inside bar yesterday, so even more decision. And then this morning in New York session and New York Open, we went ahead and rallied towards this high and even swept it. But then the price came retracting back down to the lower boundary of this range that we have here. Okay, so now we're seeing a pierce below 66,730. You can see that we're trying to pierce below it. As soon as you get below this level over here, then we must assume that this over here is our local top until proven otherwise. Until you can get a move back above it, we must assume that that over there that we had today would be our local top, and your market structures shift after sweeping a very important daily high. Okay, so if we pierce below this, then it's likely we'll see a little bit of a throwback to the lower fibs below. You can see that we were unable to get above this 88.6% fib here. So until we can get above it, then we can say, oh, okay, we're going to continue higher before we see that pullback. Now, going on the hourly time frame, we do see a 5-wave move to the upside here, going back to July 5th. Okay, so I'll take off the wave so you can see this a little bit better. You can see that we had a leading diagonal, so a 5-wave move in which the waves overlap each other. ABC down for your wave 2 right over here, and then you have a 5-wave move up for your wave 3, 3 down for your wave 4, and then another 5-wave move, right? So another 5-wave move, and then if we take a look at the RSI over here on the 4-hour time frame, we do see triple negative divergence. Okay, so it looks like as the price was making higher highs, you can see that the RSI on the higher time frame, the 4-hour, was making consecutive lower highs. So we see triple negative divergence. We see it advancing on declining RSI. Okay, so we have negative divergence here. We already broke below this rising wedge, and it looks like we're trying to break below this macro trend here from July 5th. Okay, it would come down to any of these fibs below for a wave 2. Now remember, I do think that the low is in, and this over here is our wave 1, coming down for a little bit of a breather before we head higher to our sub wave 3 of 5 targets. Taking a look at this on the high time frame over here, we do see that we have not completed our 5th wave to the upside yet, right? So we do see the Russell 2000 expanding. We have the wave counts in the Discord, and we are staying, and all of my Discord, I am updating all my Discord members on that. So if you haven't joined the Discord, please click the link in the description below. And we actually see this same reaccumulation schematic we did back in 2023 when we had reaccumulation sideways for 150 days. So going back over here to 2023, we have our preliminary supply, your buying climax, your automatic rally, secondary test, move down to extremes, up thrust in phase B, and then you go ahead and creek within this wedge. Then you have a sudden drop below the creek, come back up to back test the wedge, one more low before your jump across. Okay, before your jump across the creek, and we did the exact same thing over here. You see, preliminary supply, buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test, move down to extremes, up thrust in phase B, creaked over here in this wedge very slowly, sudden drop, back test, one more low, jump across the creek. But we're in this jump across the creek here, but it wouldn't surprise me. We have a little bit of a throwback here for a wave 2 before we have a wave 3, 4, and 5 all the way up there, likely to around that 115 to 123,000 region. And we can clearly see that this is a WXY correction, and we also notice that this WXY correction comes down to the 50% fib, which is a common target for a wave 4 in the Elliott wave theory. You guys see how we came down to this 50% fib over here? Right over here. Okay, you can even look at this like a descending broadening wedge pattern. So if we take a look here, we can see that this is a descending broadening wedge. So you could take a look at it like a WXY, or you can even take a look at it like a bullish descending broadening wedge pattern. You're going to have your advance towards resistance, but usually you're going to have what's called a check back before higher. Okay, so you usually, whenever you have broadening wedges or descending broadening wedges, you're going to have your advance towards resistance, your check back, and then your continuation. Okay, this is what's called in the stock market world and in the Forex market, this is what's called a partial decline. So you have a partial decline and then you continue on higher. Now, it would be very telling on the overall trend to see how the price reacts to any of the fibs below. Okay, so this over here would be any of the fibs below. So let's take a look here. Okay, so any of these fibs, and we would currently be eyeing this fib right over here at 63,200 and 61,225. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bitcoin has bottomed, nothing to worry about. And the whole crypto market is likely to see a lot of expansion going forward. However, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a little bit of a throwback this week until we have our next leg in the market, which would be expansion out of this range, which we've been in for over 120 days now. So a little bit over a quarter of a year. And we're in the expansion phases. We just need to check back before continuation. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. If you guys want to stay updated with all of your favorite coins and assets, then click the link in the description below. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.